Hello, 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 hello. I think everything is working. I'm not a live streamer, but in theory, it has worked. Yay! Hello, hello, hello. Everyone jump into the stream. Everyone jump on in. Fantastic. This is going better than what I thought it would. I thought that there were going to be so many problems, things like that, but so far so good. I appreciate it. Seen a lot of people saying they like the vids. Good. Good, good, good. Perfect. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get this thing going. First of all, let me pull up this. It's so beautiful. You just take a look at something and you're like, wow. It's just perfect number, 150. I think that that's just the best way. It's like a storybook ending, Yeah, it just wraps it up in a nice little bow. On to the next thing. But yeah, this is the 100K stream. It's going to be a lot of me chilling, things like that. You guys usually aren't able to see me like this. This is my much more laid back self. Usually when I'm doing videos, I'm very high energy, all over the place, which, by the way, the last few videos that I've put out have not been my best, and I'm sorry, but usually I'm able to be much more animated, but I broke my ribs, so I can't practice violin as much, and it's really hard for me to change in and out of stuff so quickly and, like, jump around and have goofy voices and things like that. It's just not as easy when, I'm trying not to hurt myself again. So I'm glad that you all liked them. Good. Good. As a YouTuber and, like, someone who cares about, like, views and all that type of stuff, it's like, I look at it, and when it goes, like, 9 out of 10 on YouTube, if you don't know what that means, I'll just pull it up here. If it goes, like, 9 out of 10 on YouTube, it's really, like, demoralizing because you're like, oh, no one liked the video. Like, it's fine, but, what can you do? What can you do sometimes? What can you do? Yeah, I hope I get better soon so I can play my violin more, but it's also like... I wish I could play my violin more, but I can't. I can only play for, like, brief spurts, so when I'm working on, like, writing something, then I will play my violin for a little while, do that, and then have to take a break and then come back. It's just annoying, so... yeah. Cool. Cool. Well, so I have a little bit of a weird setup right now. I've got my camera over here, and I'm looking at my screen, monitoring stream and everything, but also down here, if you see me, like, looking at my phone or something like that, I am engaged with you all. I promise I'm trying to read chat. Oh my gosh, there's a viola player in here. Get him! Get him quickly! I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We love viola players here. You guys can take a joke. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. If you guys see me looking at my phone or something like that, I actually have questions that we're going to go over and do that. But I actually wanted to do something a little bit different and take a look at some of my older videos and talk you guys through, like, where I was at that time. Take a look at some of my most popular videos, and then we're going to do a little bit of, like, a Q&A, like, chill. I don't want this stream to be, like, a massive thing, because this is going to be a little bit longer stream. I usually don't do, like, hour-long content or something like that. But if you want to come back and watch it and just see what we talked about and things like that, cool. Just going to be kind of popping in and out, chill. Cool. All right. Some of the videos that I thought were really weird on my channel at the very beginning of my career, oh my goodness, on YouTube it was weird because I actually started on TikTok. If you guys don't know the lore completely, I actually started on TikTok first, and then I migrated my way over to YouTube. And then after I was on YouTube for a little while, I started to do other things and, focusing more on getting better at skits and practicing my craft. And then the color series did really good. And I was like, oh, maybe YouTube is the place to be. And it's nice. I really like YouTube a lot more. Yeah, the thumbnails are out of pocket. This first one right here is crazy. The starts tweaking one. Yeah, they're out of pocket crazy. I'm getting better and better at them. But some of my oldest videos, man. Oh, wow, that hurts. That hurts a lot. So these two videos I actually shot in.
All right, gentlemen.
Oh, I remember this era of TikTok. This was like 2019 era of TikTok. Dude, it's crazy time on TikTok. I shot these videos when I was in my 3-bedroom apartment with my sister and her roommate, and I had not the nice setup that I have now, but I had like a small little like miniature desk and my old computer, and I would go against like a flat wall, and it was probably no bigger from like me to my microphone, and I was cranking out 4 videos a day. And this was one of the trends that was on there. And now I'm going to have to watch this with my eyes closed because it's just cringy, dude. I can't stand it.
After me, just how I do it. Ready? Your turn.
Oh my gosh. I'm so stiff, dude. Just chill out. Chill out, big guy. You're fine.
Go ahead now. Good golly.
Bruh, the violin sounds awful. So bad.
Bring it around now.
Oh, dude. Crazy time. That's when the hair was out. Oh, dude. Wild time. I can't. I thought that this was going to be a lot easier. I can't watch my old videos, dude. They're so bad. I'm going to try and tough through it for y'all. But wow. That's when I did not know how to mix violin at all, and I just threw a bunch of reverb on it, and I was like, meh, close enough. Oh, that, I want to bleed out my violin. Yeah, I still have that violin. It's still here with me. I made that at home on like a $50 budget, and it was so much fun. I love that little violin. That little violin is fun, but it's not really my style. Show us. I don't know if I still have it here. I might have sent it back home. I might show it to you here in a second later. I'm gonna keep doing videos. I'm gonna remember that. I'll see if I can show it to you later on the Q&A section. But we might do that later. I promise I'll remember. You don't know if you should get a $100 violin or a more expensive one? Get a more expensive one. Pretty simple. $500 violin decked out with $50 decorations. A little bit. It was like a $300 electric violin that I then fitted. It was LED lights around the side. Actually, I have a violin here. It's fine. So I had like LED lights around the sides of it, and then on the back I put a Velcro like sticker, and then I put another thing on top of that. And I gotta be honest, at the time I was like, this is what's gonna get me a ticket to 1 million views, like this weird violin, because everyone will like it. And maybe I got like 10 comments on it. It was not fantastic, but bruh, it was crazy time. Crazy time. All right, I gotta tough through another one. Let's see. The rest of these videos, like this one,
All right, gentlemen. I want you to repeat after me, just how I do it.
what is happening?
Ready?
Oh, it's YouTube being weird. This one was also made in that room, and in that a 3-bedroom apartment, and then the rest of them,
No matter what I do,
I had a backlog on TikTok that I then uploaded from my dorm room. So we cut my dorm room in half, and I had my buddy. I can't remember his name right now. It's because I'm on stream. Of course, I'm gonna forget his name. I was not a bad roommate, but he was from Trinidad, and he was on one side of the room. I was on the other. I had my bed lofted, and under my bed, I had my computer and my phone and all that stuff. And I shot like in a 10 by 10 square, and that's where some of my older videos, also on YouTube, were done. But
that skill wants to be friends with me.
Yeah, I literally can't relate to that problem at all.
okay, these videos have a little bit of charm to them, I have to say. They're kind of funny. Little funny. This is like 2021 TikTok.
Who no one likes. Hey, Mamo!
First of all, how dare you?
True.
This will sound very satisfying to a musician.
Dude, it's so many videos. So many videos. I could go on for hours like this, dude. There's so many. I think the number's like 1,300 videos or something I've uploaded to YouTube, which, number one, is insanity. But at one point, I was really just killing myself doing like 4 uploads a day. Then I dropped it down to 2. And I really had a problem with dropping it down to 2. Because I was like, no, it has to be 2 videos. And it did not have to be 2 videos a day. Because my thought process was, oh, if one does bad, then you have the other one to fall back on. But I was in school at the time. I think I stopped soccer by this time because I was injured and we were in the off season. I think I made about 400 to 500 videos in this dorm room. And this was also on TikTok when I was doing like the Johnny skits and things like that with The Devil Went Down to Georgia. That's what this little outfit is. That's some deep cuts. If you know all the way back to my Devil Went Down to Georgia stuff, that is some deep cuts. How y'all doing in the stream? Let me go back to stream real quick, see how y'all are doing. But yeah, dude. I just finished my viola practice. I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you pronounced your viola practice in. Hello. I'm glad everyone's jumping in here. Congrats on 1K. Yeah, 1K. That's it. No 2 zeros back there, just 1K. Oh. Yes, thanks, sweetheart, saying my music in the background sounds really chill. Oh, speaking of which, hold up 1 second. I gotta fix something. That is right. If you guys didn't know, I have my stuff on vinyl now. All my Violin Guy albums on vinyl. It's pretty. Congrats on 999. Y'all have too much fun over here. I have all my my music on vinyl now. All custom artwork and things like that. Very nice. I might put the other side of this on, or I have some classical music, of course, for my orchestra nerds. I have some classical stuff. What are y'all feeling? You feeling Violin Guy, or you guys want to take a look at some classical stuff? Y'all want a Violin Guy or classical stuff? Tell me about it. Tell me what y'all are feeling. I've got Ravel. I've got Beethoven. I've got all type of good stuff in the back here. I'm gonna let the chat catch up. All right. We'll pull out the Colors album. Boom. I love how this one looks. This one looks really good. Cool. All right, we'll put a little colors album on here. But because I'm a massive recording nerd and I used to work at a recording studio and things like that, I just love old things like this, like vinyl and things like that. So I'm gonna put this back on, be super chill. This is the only time I will plug this, by the way. This is the only time I will plug. Oh, dude, you don't have to donate. I appreciate it, though. Shout out to Dope Sounds. I appreciate it, dude. You don't have to do that. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. You guys don't have to donate. I appreciate it, though. I can't, like, refund you donations, I think. I'd have to do that after stream, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't stream. You need to practice. Dude, I was trying to tell you earlier, I broke my ribs. I can't practice as much now. I just practiced for about an hour and a half today, and now my ribs hurt, and I can't do it. So, I'm sorry. 40 hours a day. I'm telling you. Anyway. I appreciate it. But, last thing on vinyls, they are on sale on violinguy.store. So, cool. If you want to go check them out, they're on there. I might do one more plug at the end of the stream, but this is the only time that I'll plug them, I promise. So, back to older videos. I did so many of these. This was a TikTok trend. I remember this.
You could fill a book with all the things that only you and your genius brain noticed.
True. I am very short, as you guys saw back there. This was a trend on TikTok. I didn't know what I was just making content. That's what I was thinking. I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just make content. I'm gonna just throw it out there. Oh my goodness, I remember this. I remember this. This was when Slim Jim was big on YouTube, and not YouTube, on TikTok, and they were doing like a bunch of shout outs to people. So I tried to play The Devil Went Down to Georgia with a Slim Jim on my violin. I remember that. That was crazy times.
Georgia with the Slim Jim. I'm taking this idea from Andrew Scott Bell. Go check him out. But let's see if I can do it.
Okay, so this thing gonna need a lot of rosin, so you're gonna have to give me a minute. Oh my gosh. Hey, that's the best I can get it. Let's try it. I even had like the scruff at the time. I'm glad I've gone more clean shaven.
Just try it out.
I did it though.
I mean, I would say it back.
It did pass. It did pass. Wow. So many videos, dude. So many. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's look at my more popular ones. Some of these will be from last year. This stupid video, I don't know why people like it.
Hey, I found this violin up in my attic, and inside of it, it says Stradivarius. Can you tell me if it's a real one?
Yeah, let me take a look. It's not a real Strat.
What, you didn't even look at it? Buddy, I don't think you understand how rare a Stradivarius actually is. You have a more likely chance of buying a lottery ticket back to back to back for 5 years straight and winning it back to back to back than you finding a Stradivarius in your attic. There is no way that thing is a Stradivarius. Yeah, so, this is a first for me. This is a real Strat. Huh. Well, what'd you say? Something about lottery ticket? Breaking news tonight, as a man has been murdered over a violin. More on that story at 11.
It's so dumb. The storyline is so weird. There's not even like a good punchline in there. 9 million views. Thanks, YouTube. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, dude. Those are the times. That's for the times where, like, I didn't want to switch shirts because I was all about efficiency. I was like, just keep the same thing, switch hats, it's fine. Now I'm more like, no, make it look right. Dude, it's crazy. Crazy. I still don't understand why that one is the most viewed video on my channel. I still don't get it.
Quick, give me the name of a video game you just played. Helldivers
yes.
2. Okay,
The
good.
classic.
Give me a number between 1 and 7.
5.
All right, name me an emotion you're currently experiencing. I'm feeling hopeless. What? I just turned in my taxes. So the song sounds like Helldivers. I resolve on a 5th chord and I have to make it sound hopeless. Great. Why are you writing the song?
I just took 30 milligrams of this Adderall, and let me tell you, I'm feeling pretty intelligent right now.
So you had a Red Bull and now you're making it my problem. Precisely. Now can you go ahead and hit that record button whenever you're ready? Okay, great.
And this is when I knew that the formula would work of, like, if you guys know who Connor Price is, Connor Price does this stuff all the time. I actually pull up, if you guys don't know. I'm assuming you do. I'm just going to assume that you do unless some of you are very confused right now. Connor Price does a similar formula of how he promotes his stuff and things like that. And I saw what he was doing. Hey, Violin Guy, I have a question. Should I practice my violin? Because my mom was begging me to play for her. Should I practice? Yes. It's alright if you're bad at tuning. You just got to get it close. You just got to get it close enough. Anyway, Connor Price promotes stuff via his skits onto YouTube and things like that. And then that's how he pushes his music out. In the same way, I was like, what if I did that with my stuff? Because Connor is completely independent. Now, I know, like, a lot more of behind the scenes of how it works now, but he's pretty much fully independent. And I was like, that's the best way to really push my stuff out there as an independent artist, is to do this thing. And if I'm good at writing this funny stuff, that's what we'll do. So, yeah. This is when I knew it would work. And I can even tell you the reason why it worked. I was thinking about is this video the second most viewed video on my channel? It's pretty simple. There's quotable memes in there that are pretty funny. There are, like, a setup and a payoff of, like, quick, give me blank, 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 and then the payoff is the song at the very end. So you want to stick around to hear the entire song of how it goes. It's so simple. It makes sense. It makes sense. It's like, the algorithm it's like perfect for that, but it just makes sense. So I like these videos. I think I actually need to, when it comes to promoting the next mixtape, which is underway, I can't talk about that too much. I was thinking about maybe showing y'all a sample later of a little song that I've been cooking up, or one of the 20 that I have in my vault, whatever. I can show y'all a little example of that later. And then we'll I'm not going to give away too much, but this might make a comeback in the future, which I would actually like to see, because my style of how I do my videos now is much cleaner, of the way I shoot it, the way the camera work goes, all that type of stuff. Things like that. Good little question. We got a question in. Violin Guy, how many years have you been playing? When did you start? I've been playing for 8 years, and I just started the Bach double violin. That means you're in, like, book 4 or 5 of Suzuki, I think. But, yeah, so I started when I was about 3. And then, I didn't take it super seriously, if that makes sense. Like, I wasn't trying to be part of, like, classical symphonies and things like that at, like, 6, 7 years old. I was also playing soccer at the same time, but I also grew up in a much smaller town. Like, people don't know this about me. I grew up in a very middle-nowhere town called Jeff City, Missouri, and we don't have a massive classical base there. Not like Chicago or St. Louis or, like, anything like that, or Cincinnati or New York. Like, what I've learned a lot when it comes to violin is you kind of have to know people to get in to the space. So my mom kind of set me up with private lessons and things like that when I was 3, and then I was always pretty good at it, but I didn't take it. Bro could have been the next child prodigy. Absolutely not. Not a chance. I'm not a child prodigy. That's not how it worked. I was just good. It doesn't mean I was great. But anyway, I started playing. And then when I got 12, about 10, 11, 12 years old, I kind of petered off from it because we stopped doing private lessons and we went more to public school stuff because we had orchestra programs there. And then I would be much better now if we stayed in those private lessons throughout the entire time and I actually focused on violin and not just like playing soccer and doing all these tiny things and things like that. And then went to college for soccer, stopped playing soccer, went full-time on violin, and now we're here basically. So I'll talk about one of the things that just came in. Sorry. Do you play viola? I do play viola. I've actually work at a second job. I work at a violin shop, and I have played viola there multiple times, and I actually don't dislike it. It's pretty nice. It's pretty simple to violin. I would need a 16-inch. The model that I'm thinking about getting is a Tertis, but that would be for like if I want to do music stuff and I want a little bit richer range or things like that. I could. Everyone is shocked. What? He plays viola? It's not my favorite. I have to be honest. I like violin the most. That's why I do it. But I'm not completely done with the idea of maybe not ever owning a viola or incorporating that into my music somehow. I think that the chat is killing me right now. Yes, I have played viola. You broke the violin code. Well, I don't play viola full time. I just played it once or twice. That's a threat. Yes, it's all a bit, guys. I love the viola players. It's all right. Don't call me a traitor. I am the violin guy. Don't get me wrong. Oh, you guys are hilarious. There will be dire consequences for your actions. What are you gonna do? I am the law. What are you gonna do? Number 1, he is a child prodigy. Number 2, he plays viola. Oh, no! All the things I hate. I've become the thing I hate the most. It's like, at 100k subs, I've become the villain that I hate the most. All the things that he hates. Snap your E-string. Yeah, I just ripped my violin off my thing right now and just snap it in front of you guys. Oh my gosh. You guys are crazy. Y'all crazy. Alright. It's about 7. Oh, it's black. I was like, what is happening back here? The song black. Wait. Wait. Don't clip that out of context, Twitter. It's about 30 minutes. Okay, here it was. Are Brett and Eddie a W couple? I didn't know they were a couple. I mean, like, I can like talk a little bit about Two Set later, but we'll do that more in the Q&A and things like that. We're about 30 minutes in. Cool. I'm going to take a break for a second, get some water, use the restroom. I'll be right back. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. All right? I'll be back. I promise. I'll be back. Perfect. I'll be back. Give me 1 second. All right. What do you mean? Okay, whatever. Cool. Cool. It seems like you guys are having an existential crisis in the chat. Like his whole journey was a lie. No. Go to violin jail. Bro, I'm already in it. I got my water now. You guys crack me up. All right. That's some older videos. We did not look through a bunch of them, mostly because the chat was asking me questions. We can now go into the question and answer section. I have questions here. I'll try and keep up with chat as well, but I've got questions here from my Instagram that I asked yesterday. Oh, you were... Yeah, that's the song Crystalism. Sorry. There's about an 8-second delay between chat and me, so I'm sorry if I'm, like, quietly, like, sitting here reading something. So, totally cool. All right. I'm going to try and read all these from yesterday. Be free to ask questions in the comments. Someone was asking about Two Set earlier. I'm thinking about how I want to explain that and think my thoughts on it. But anyway, what type of violin you own? Also, what one is your fave and would you recommend? Cool. This is all I can see, by the way. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see that. This is what I get when I see like your Instagram stuff. Like if you've ever gone to my Instagram and I do like random questions, this is all I see. I don't see who it is. But what type of violin you own? Also, which one is your fave and would recommend? My favorite is this one. So this one's my performance one, and it's really not anything special. It's a Strad model because I'm naturally inclined to Strad models. And this one in particular is not super expensive. It just sounds good. It's not fantastic. But I was going for a very particular sound. When it comes to like how I record audio and things like that, your violin needs to be like super clear because you can always muddy up the undertones, but you can't get clarity out of like EQ or compression or all the type of nerdy like sound engineer things. And it's just like that I've just wanted a very super clear, bright, like piercing violin, and that's this one. And it sounds great. It kind of darkens it up a little bit if you have like a little bit darker strings on here. What I have on here right now are Yargar Evokes, and they do pretty good. Do I play other instruments than violin and viola? I got a bass back here. I pluck around on that. I've played bass in college. I did that. They needed a bass player in like a gospel band. I did that for a little while. Then I did like stuff for a worship band. I did bass on that. My mom's a piano teacher. I can chord through any song or things like that if I need to. But yeah. Why do you wear the hat? Actually, it's very simple. And no, if you had to know. Why do I wear the hat? It makes my face look more symmetrical. That's the honest answer. It makes my face look more symmetrical. It also just makes me look older. And I don't know why, but it's with my hair and like I think just like my general like facial structure, I look young. I'm 23, but with the hat on I look more like mid-20s to early 30s, and people tend to respond to that more. It's a little bit more of a neutral look, which is also kind of what I'm going for with like baggy clothes, things like that. Also, NF is a pretty big inspiration for my style. I like his style as well, and I think it just matches my vibe and my aesthetic and what I think and things like that. Do you watch Spencer Rubin? I have no idea who that is, but I will look it up. I've no clue who Spencer Rubin is. I might have heard of him. Do I have perfect pitch? No. I have very good relative pitch. My mom will say I have perfect pitch, and if she's watching right now, she's going to be very upset. I'm not going to take the hat off. I like my hat on. Bro, there's so much reasoning behind the hat. Dude, Everything on this channel is overthought. Everything is overthought on this channel. Play Paganini? Dude, I cannot play Paganini right now. My ribs are broken. I would die. I would combust from the inside out. Spencer Rubin. Oh, I do know him. Oh. I got it. I do know Spencer Rubin. He's... It's like he and Maya, like, there's a girl that plays Maya on Instagram. Are they, like, married or something like that? I think so. I just don't know his name, but I do know the oboe guy from Juilliard. They would do, like, what can hold your breath longer, like a violin bow or the thing like that. Yeah. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Is the stream break pose thing inspired by enough? That's just like, okay. I'll show it to you again real quick. Yes. There's an album, I think it's like his second or third album. It's one of his earlier ones. And he has this really nice, like, cool pose, and the aesthetic that I like is cool. So, it'd be pretty neat. You and Spencer Rubin should do a collab. Dude, if he hits me up, like, I'd be down to do it. I'd be down to do it. Spam him. Like, that'd be totally cool. I'd be down to do it. Can you do a collab with Two Set? I don't think... Can you do a stream with Two Set? Heck no, they would never do a stream with me. They would never do a stream with me, but, you know, I don't really know what we would collab over, to be honest. They don't really do, like, comedy sketches anymore, so... I really don't know what we would collab over. How long have I been playing violin? Since I was 3, and I'm 23, so 20 years. It's on record. If I do end up doing a collab with them, then there you go. You almost made me spit take. Someone said maybe collab over like violins. I enjoyed this. This is fun. We're all chilling out together. What are your IMEs? These I ordered in off of Amazon, but they're like really cheap stuff. I actually am working with a company on maybe doing some IMs of my own, and they're gonna get me like special like violin IMs. I've been talking to them like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not sure if they're gonna email me back, but I'd be so down to do it. What happened to my ribs? Okay, so basically I went to Sky Zone, and if you guys aren't American, Sky Zone is like a trampoline park. I did a backflip. I did not roll far enough, and I shoved my chin into my chest and broke my ribs. It was not fun. It was not fun. But that's what happened. Sorry, my mom's texting me. She's in the chat. Somewhere she's in the chat. Hi, Mom. Yeah, it was not fun. I, like, shoved my chin into my chest, and, like, I heard a crack, and I was like, oh, that's not good. So. Pink song in the background. Anyway. Let's keep going with questions. I get so distracted. I'm sorry. This is like stream me. I'm all over the place. Do you have any tips for playing in competition? No, not especially. Practice really hard, and then eventually you gotta practice enough to be like, even if I screw up, it's gonna be good. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta practice that much. No, practice a lot. That's my tip for playing competition. What's your favorite song or piece to play? I like to play Meditation and Sardas a lot, because there's a lot of technical things in there that I like to work on, and like tiny, tiny things. Sorry, I'm trying to read chat and answer questions at the same time. Should I name my violin the Little Fiddler or the Squeaky Violin? Probably Squeaky Violin because it's funny. How old am I? 23. I'm about to be 24 next month, so woohoo. Do you know how to play by ear? Yes. That's most of everything that I do now. I went to your violin shop and it was just a white screen. Oh! It's violinguy.store. I think that's it now. Let me pull it up here so you guys know. It looks like this, if you're wondering. Boom. That's what it looks like. And then if you want to go see vinyls and CDs, it's right here. Pretty simple. Violinguy.store. But I digress. Back to questions. Would you do a duet with Lindsey Sterling? You guys are asking all the questions today. The short answer to that is probably yeah. I'd probably do something with Lindsay. If she came to me and was like, look, I've got something for you. One thing, I do have a genius idea for Lindsey Sterling. It would be going back to that Roundtable Rival, which is a really old song that she did, I think 7 years ago at this point. But it was one of her biggest. If you did Rival's Revenge, that's all I'm going to say on that. You can do a whole story about that. It'd be really cool. I'd be so down to do it. Am I dating Lindsey Sterling? Absolutely not. That woman is like 40. I'm like 23. No. My girlfriend is actually in the chat. I am not dating Lindsey Sterling. Heck no. What's better for YouTube, the quality of playing, sound quality, or the recording and lighting stuff of that nature? Both are super important, but video is always king. So, like, I have a super low light setting for this because I'm using a Canon for the stream, but video is super important. Usually you can get away with bad sound quality because no one knows the difference, but I know the difference. I just stopped by playing violin after almost 10 years of playing to switch to the double bass. Do you approve? Yeah, bass is cool. Bass is pretty neat. Why is your whole family in the chat? Because my whole family has been hyped over me getting like 100k subs. You miss nothing. I'm just doing like questions and stuff now. Yeah, Lindsay's like 37, 38. She's like 40. You didn't know that? Yeah. She's been in the game for a long time. I gotta respect her. I've got very many like, I don't really agree with what you're doing here, and her last album was, but like I'd be down to do a duet with her, or like a collab, or like a feature or something like that. How long have I been doing this? Oh gosh, stuff like this. This is probably my third, fourth year on YouTube. Doing content in general, I think this would be no, not 2020. I started in like 2022, 2023. Oh, so not that long. Like 3 or 4 years. 3 or 4 years then. How do you improve relative pitch? I've been playing violin for 7 years and I'm borderline tone deaf. That's a good question. It's a lot of... Actually, tuning your violin would help a lot. Like practicing tuning it in tune and out of tune so you know what's right. She's like 37, 38. She's like 40. Okay. I'm sorry, I don't know her exact age. I do know a bunch of people who are like directly related to Lindsey Sterling, but it's like, eh. What's my violin name? So this one that I have right next to my desk, this one's Big Red because it's super red and bright. This one down here is Black Beauty because it's black and I really like the way that the varnish is done on this. This one is actually my new electric violin. So I ordered the body in, like it was like $200 on eBay or something like that. And then I redid the pegs. I set the strings, fixed the bridge, and then added the pickup on, and it sounds just as good as like a $2,000 electric instrument. Because don't get me started on electric violins. I'm not a massive electric violin guy, because a lot of them have like this weird like twangy sound, like and I don't really like that. So she's 38. I knew she was 38. I knew it. I knew she was almost 40. The one back here is a little side project that I'm doing. You guys have seen the ugh, come here. Don't pull my cable out. You just smack it all over the place. You guys have seen the varnishless violin. This is actually a prop violin. The fingerboard, this is really not good. There's like a crack in the fingerboard. We had to fix this down here. It's not a good violin at all, but it was a great prop. So that's what I use. I want to use this in like a music video for like one of my characters is playing this and the other one's playing the black violin. It would be pretty cool. It'd be pretty neat. And the last one I have is this one. So this is a Romanian instrument. This is probably my most expensive instrument. It's got a beautiful one-piece back here. And just the flaming on it. I mean, this is a sexy little instrument in my opinion. It's nice. It's very, very dark though. But I think this one is like, I don't remember what I was going to name this one. It's just my Romanian violin because that's where but that's where my sister said it comes from. But me and one of my luthiers that I work with, we think that that it comes from Czechoslovakia. But this is my European violin, which is super nice. I like it. This is what I play in like symphonies and things like that. Then I play my red one here at home to record. I play my red one at home here to record. Can we hear the differences? Sure. I mean, like, the two that I have set up right now are this one and the red one. The black one and the, like, unseasoned one is... You know what? I think I'm going to just name this one Raw Chicken. I think that's the perfect name for it. The unseasoned one. I think that one's name is Raw Chicken. I'm gonna be honest. Anyway, this one is like... versus something that's like this. I mean, this one's way sweet sounding. I really like that one. It was a pretty good deal, in my opinion. I did not pay a lot for it, but it slaps. It slaps. It's pretty neat. Can you play Ken Burns? Oh, you mean the Ashokan Farewell thing? That's not Ken Burns. That's Jay Ugger. Okay, this is how much of a nerd I am. You said Ken Burns. I associated that with the Civil War Ken Burns, who is actually Ashokan Farewell, written by Jay Ugger. That's how deep you know I am into this. Where's the violin with lights? I'll go see if I can grab it here in a second. It's gonna be in my closet. I don't know if I have it anymore. I might have sent it back home because like my apartment is not massive, but you know, we make do. Little Shokin Farewell. Hello, new people to the stream. Welcome. Yeah, if you guys need to leave, cycle in and out. How old were you when you broke your ribs? 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. But, yeah, that's this one. I play violin. Do you have any tips? Practice a lot. That's my tip. Let me take a look and see if I have, let me see if I have any, if I have my light up violin over here. Oh, ow. I can't get to it. I'm gonna hurt myself if I do it. I saw in the chat before I got up. How do you come up with these funny videos? Dude, it's a lot of like just scrolling online, seeing what other people do, and then being like, oh, I can apply that to violin. Like, I'm trying to think of a good one that I just did a few days ago. Let me cycle back over here. This one, of course, this is a reference to Connor Price, but I just did it in my own style that would keep people engaged with the video the whole time. This one would be like, if instruments were people. I'm trying to find a good one. Oh, the Ten Commandments one. All right, bro. See you later. I got a concert tonight. Oh, and the final commandment: thou shalt never touch thy bow hair. Okay, got it. A couple of notes. What? Isn't this just 3 commandments? No, there's 10. Right, but the first 7 are just thou shalt practice repeated. It is thy most important. Right, but like 7 times. What'd you expect? I like the number 7. Fair enough. And what is this violin exactly? It is this, my child, an instrument of unprecedented difficulty. Oh. You mean a viola? Huh? Yeah, we already have this. It's called a viola. It's like the exact same thing, maybe a little bit bigger. And who gave you this viola? Okay, so let me go back to this and let me show you the video that this idea came from. So I found it because what I do is I actually find videos, I send them to myself so I remember what the video was about and I can do it later because in the moment of me watching that video, I'm like, oh, I can apply that to my own thing and I can do a video like that. So,
no one? What? No. All right.
So this was the video.
Like a preference for like men, women, children. Not anyone, but definitely not children. No children.
And finally, thou shalt not kill.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And the premise of it is like the guy is asking God questions, which is stupid. But it's also like the 10 Commandments. Oh, what if the 10 Commandments, what if it was the 10 Commandments of violin? And then I can throw out a viola joke of like, oh, the last commandment is thou shalt always hate viola. And it's like, that's how my brain works. It's a lot of like reflex, because I've just done it so much. I mean, you don't do 1,300 videos without not learning a thing or two. Let it be known I should have learned it at about 700, but, you know, it's some people take a little bit longer to, you know, get the point and then actually do it later. But all things that happened. We love Hamilton here. Hamilton is good. Hamilton is a good show. Can we do like a spin the globe and make a song in the style of the area you land on? That's literally Connor Price. Literally Connor Price. So I don't want to do like that exactly, but that's actually how I got the colors idea. It was like a series like that where it's like, oh, you do colors and then people will comment colors and then I just pick out the comments that I want to do and do those colors. That's same principle. I have another one coming up that's way closer to that one, not the words one. The words one was kind of just a more creative, like expression of mine. Yeah, Connor does collabs, not regional songs, but he does a collab with a person from that country. That's what makes it interesting. So if it's like he's reaching out and broadening his audience, not to just American listeners, but to other people. Are you planning any collabs soon? I am. I'm in the middle of working on a collab with she's a violinist. She's also a vocalist, but she just sent me a demo song, and it's not great, and I'm not going to play it in front of you guys because the vocals are unpolished, and I don't want to embarrass her or things like that. I'm not going to tell you who yet. She's not a massive creator, but she is from LA, and I met her when I went down to NAMM. I actually saw her play violin there. She was doing something for She Rocks Awards, and Lindsey Sterling was there hosting the event, and I went to watch my friend Krista because Krista was playing with Lindsey Sterling, and Lindsey Sterling and Krista went up there and played together, and the audience was like, yay, good job, little like pity, like not pity clap, but more like a golf clap, like a yay, okay, that was good. And then this girl went up and she played violin and sang, and this was just after the Palisades fire, and she was talking about how that was where her family lived and things like that. Rocked it. I mean, she went up there with literally just a violin, her voice, and a microphone. Lindsay Sterling had, like, chords mic'd up to it and things like that. It's like she had a whole setup, and this girl just went up there and rocked it. Standing ovation. I was like, yeah, I'm going to work with her. Yep, I'm going to work with her. It's like, yeah, that's the person who I want on my team. But I mean, Lindsay's been in the game for 15 years, and if you can go up there and get a standing O when she can, and let it be known it really wasn't her fault that she didn't get a standing O, that video didn't work, a lot of different things weren't happening right that day, but that girl just went up there and rocked it, so that's who I'm going to be doing a collab with. Violin Guy and Connor Price, dude, if I could get a Connor Price, like, collab, I would probably land on the Billboard, and I would be so happy. He goes, like, his songs go gold every time he does something now. Like, that'd be insane. How soon? I have no clue. I'm taking a lot more time when it comes to my music now. I'm not really rushing it as much. I'm more of just, like, slowly getting my stuff out there, making sure that it's all right, making sure that this is good, and then putting the music out there. Would you play viola for $1 trillion? I mean, like, the chat is... I broke the chat earlier. I've played the viola before. It's not my favorite, but... I don't know how vocals would make me ascend to heaven in, like, 0.5 seconds. It's going to be good. She's got a really good voice. I'm excited for it. But that's one of the things... violin for $1 trillion? Dude, I'd be so down. Please, just give me the money. For relative pitch thing, I can somewhat tell if I'm out of tune, but I can't tell if I'm too sharp or too flat at all. My violin teacher gave up on teaching me how to tune with a piano. I have to use a tuner. So if you're trying to improve your relative pitch, what you need to do is you need to... I'll demonstrate. You need to have your thing... You need to have your violin ready, but then you also need to have your tuner on your phone. This is a real simple exercise that will definitely improve your pitch over time. Get your tuner up on your phone, and then hit them with, like, the A. See, I'm flat, and then it's going to tell you that you're flat. But now I can close my eyes and go A, and I know I'm still flat because it's like you've just done it enough. That's what I would do. I would set it with, like, your instrument, put it out of tune on purpose, watch when you're in a tune, out of tune, sharp or flat, then close your eyes. Like, say, flat or sharp, then look at the tuner while the note is still going and see if you're correct or not. That will train your ear to discern what is sharp and what is flat. Really niche question, but that's a real simple fix. Hey, ocarina. Is mayonnaise an instrument? No, Squidward, it's not. It's not an instrument, Squidward. Put this back up. Is it valid that my ex broke up? He played viola and I played violin. That's all I have to say about that. Maybe. Can we get any live performances? Will we get any live performances? Like, I just played earlier, but, like, are you talking, like, touring? Look. I'm a one-man army right now. I'm getting better at extending my work to other people. Like, I just started working with a mixing engineer. She's going to help me out a lot with that. I've worked with a mastering engineer, but I actually have to take a call tomorrow talking with a talent agency. It's like there's a lot of things that have to go through in order for you to get, like, a tour going. You have to have a road manager, then you have to have an agent to book the shows, then you got to sell the shows out, and then after you sell the shows, you got to go there with an entire crew of people, put together the show, and hope you break even, because you really aren't going to make a ton of money if you go on tour, unless the venues are super small. So, I know how touring works, but it'd be really cool if we could get to that eventually. I think that it would just take me more time, more grinding at this. Maybe at about, like, 500, 600K, some serious tour things will be thrown around where I'm working with different people, but I think I could probably get a few pop-up shows in my more local area going now, but that's a separate issue that I'll try and get to. Samuel Ivrani. If not, please look him up. I might look him up. I might do that. I might look him up. Do you record your own songs? Yes. Yes, I do. Do you know how to play Dragon Hunter? All right. Before I answer that question... How does it feel to be the only guy who plays violin in the whole world? It feels pretty great. I'm going to be honest. Thank you for the 10 donated. Yeah, you really didn't need to do that, mate. I appreciate it. Thank you, Zepson. How's it feel? Do I know Dragon Hunter? Maybe. Maybe. That's all I'm going to say on that. But maybe Into a Strong, perhaps. So do I self-produce or do I have a producer? I'm glad you asked. Because now is the time we can talk a little bit about how I make stuff. And I'm going to show you guys one of the songs I'm working on. Don't freak out. Let me pull it up real quick. I hope I don't crash my computer. I don't think I will, but I might. And I'm actually going to have to put my face in the center so I don't give away the the thing that I'm working on, the big project. Because if you guys see the name, you're going to figure it out eventually. But Pro Tools has got to get fired up here. And yes, I use Pro Tools because it's the industry standard. I know all the hotkeys to it. This is what I learned at the studio. So, can you share some of how much you make? I'm looking into trying to do music as a career. Look, look, I make a lot of, I don't make a lot of money, number one. Shorts views does not pay nearly as much as, full-time content. But I have a large net. So, I make money from Spotify, I make money from YouTube. If a brand deal comes along, I'll make money from that. And it's just it pools up over time. And sometimes you have a really good month, sometimes you have a really bad month. So you got to know to budget your money on a really good month and save it for those really bad months because they're coming. So it just takes a lot of discipline to do that. I have no idea what you said, Angelica Chin, because your message got redacted. I don't know why. I think it's auto-mod. Let me see. You should battle cats. I have no idea what that means. Do you play in an orchestra? Right now, the orchestra that I play with is an off-season. Little orchestra in Illinois. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to dox myself on stream live. I don't want to do that. Please, why is Pro Tools not pulling up? Where's Pro Tools? Is it not responding? Of course it's not. But of course. But of course. I'm 5'6". Could I dunk on you in basketball? No. I am taller than 5'6". I can say that. I'm taller than 5'6". Let's see if I can pull this up again. Try it again. I'm actually going to have to put this down to the side for a second. It might not come up, unfortunately, which would be very unfortunate. How tall are you? Like 5'8". Which distributor do I use? Do you ever post on SoundCloud? I now do post on SoundCloud because I changed distributors. And thankfully, I had a big enough audience where the distributor that I work with now, I can be pushed out to all the platforms, even the Chinese ones. The company that I work with now is called Symphonic. I would definitely recommend them. Way better than who is DistroKid or TuneCore. Way better than that. 100%. Not even close. Not even close. Okay, hold up. We're gonna be doing Inception here for a second. What? Let me put this in the middle. Just ignore all this. There we go. Is that working? Let me pull this up here. Please. You know what? Whatever. I'm just going to trust that it works. So, This is a typical like file that I use when I'm actually in the pre-stages of this is me right before recording. It's been really hard for me to not record for the past few days because, again, I broke my ribs. I can't really play as much violin as I would like to. And usually when I record, I'm playing for like 2 to 3 hours straight. And I'm bouncing ideas off the wall. I'm doing all this stuff. But I'll play a little bit of a session that I have going here. This will probably come out in the future. So there's a little teaser for one of the main projects that I have coming up. And I'm going to jump ahead so you guys don't know the entire thing, all the way up to here. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about this one. It's pretty simple. And I like simple stuff because that means I can add a lot of melodies on top of it. One of the things that I'm definitely excited about this one is I have an entire backstory written for this. Like it's a movie scene. And I might do an animatic for it, because it's going to be in theme with the song. It's going to be in theme with everything. So it'd be pretty neat. But yes, I did not compose the bass of it because I'm just not good at it, right? You guys have seen here, like me just chilling, talking to you guys. I've like jumped around to 10 different things in a conversation. That's how my brain works naturally. I don't know if it's like ADHD or something goofy, but something is not right in my brain, and I don't want to really mess with it because it gives me a lot of good ideas sometimes. But in this particular case, I talked to this guy, the guy who did this beat. His name's Ben Boas, and he's in Germany. So shout out to any Germans who are in the chat, I guess. I seriously doubt it because it's only going to be Americans here, but he did some samples on YouTube, and I was looking for beats and things like that, blah, blah, blah. And I found 2 or 3 of his beats, and I'm like, oh, they're so good. Because I like the more, like, cinematic and, like, epic type of stuff. And when you go on YouTube, you find some of that, but not, like, really good quality. But he had all of this is basically exactly what he has. And the song that I will not show you guys because it's almost completely done. It's like, I just talked to my mixing engineer. She downloaded it tonight. She's going to start working on the entire mix and getting it all polished and things that I worked on. But that song is like almost completely done. And what I actually did to it was I tore it completely apart and put certain samples together in order to put the story together that I wanted. But with Ben's beat that he made here, I was able to definitely be a little bit more creative of like, what do I want to add? What do I not want to add? So in all of my stuff now, I'm going to add myself as a producer in the credits and not as much in the mixing engineer, because like these drums right here, those were all my idea. And so I just, you have a little thing and you tap the drums out. And I've made a drum beat that I finally like, and then I was like, oh, I don't want the drums as loud here, so I pull those down, and that's kind of like what I do now is I add what I want into the beat where I want it and not, and I don't worry as much about like the mixing and things like that. But yeah, just a little APK, AKI MPK mini. Yeah. Do you have a date when this drops? No. No. Because I was actually going to start writing on this after the stream because right now this is my demo mic, and I would actually have something different set up for this. I have a little microphone here. This clips onto my violin, and I really like it because I can move around my room and it's completely wireless and it catches the violin pretty good. But I have to unplug this microphone in order to do that, and I was trying to get the 100K stream first, and then I was not going to worry about it, blah, 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 blah. You guys don't care about that. But it's like, I will do all that stuff eventually, and now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to spend like a few days writing this. So how I write music is a lot of like live playing, and in this case scenario, because I have a full like story actually like written down and mapped out in my head, I even got some storyboard concepts of it. I'm like, okay, this character at this thing and at this timestamp is feeling this emotion, so I have to convey that through this. It's like scoring for a movie. That's really what I wanted to do. Is this is more an exercise for me of like, how would I score for a movie? So I'm gonna start doing that for this particular song, where I'm going to go to one section. I'm like, okay, this is what the character has to feel. I'm going to do 10 different like variations of a melody until I finally land on one that I like. And I'm like, oh, that's too good not to be in the song. And then I'm going to do a bunch of different recordings of that until I have the demo down. And then I go to the next section. Then I go to the next section. I do that over and over and over again until I have the entire thing finished. So it's a lot more picky about what I am allowing to go out now, because most people don't know this. I wrote a lot of like the color stuff in like a week. Like I like in a week I wrote the Colors album, and it's like I don't really want to do that. I want to be more like picky about stuff that I want to put out there, if that makes sense. Violin Guy, when will we get merch? Merch is on the store right now. There's VG hats out on the store. I'm working on it. Can we get a sneak peek at the characters? No, because I will give it away. It will give away what the thing is. It's the Violin Guy cinematic universe. Bring out the prop gun, please. No, I'm not bringing out the prop gun on camera. How many songs do I work on at the same time? So I actually have this song, the song that I have collab with the girl. The other song that I have is like in post-production, so I'm kind of finished on cooking on it now. So 4 or 5 I typically can keep on the stove, like working on constantly, and if I don't like one, I'll switch to another. But I try to do one project at a time, because I learn a lot of things in one project, and I'm like, oh, I have to one-up that project that I just did. Oh, I have to do better on this project than I just put out. And that's kind of my mentality going into this song, because I just finished the first song on this mixtape. Now this is the second song, and now I'm like, okay, this is the one I feel that I'm going to get the most potential out of, and this is going to be the one-up from the first song that I did. We ever released sheet music? It is out. Like, I have released sheet music on my website. Or my shop, more or less, right here, violinguy.shop, violinguy.store, not shop. Do not go there. That's a owned domain, violinguy.store. Once again, violinguy.store. I've got vinyls and CDs. I had vinyls back there playing earlier. I've got sheet music, lots and lots and lots and lots of sheet music that you can go through. Words, music. I even got Minuteless out. Yes, I went back and got Minuteless done. That was a long process because it's like a 3-minute song. I've got a little bit of merch out, things like that. Like pretty simple bare bones stuff here, but you can all check that out later. I usually don't plug my store often. How do I learn vibrato? very slowly. Do you use a session studio or a similar app to manage your projects? No. I just kind of let them free flow, and I'm like, oh, okay, I've got this one to do. I write it down, and then I do this one. I'm very, like, picky about stuff. Of, like, write this down. This is what I'm going to work on this day. This is what I'm going to work on this day. Things like that. What is your type? My girlfriend. She's in the chat. I want to know as well, how do I learn vibrato? I tried, and my teacher tried. How? It's a lot. It depends on, like, the type of vibrato you want. Some people really want wrist. Some people really want arm. I think it's a combination of both. So it's like wrist and arm. So if you've done, like, the shaker thing, the shaker method, you go like this. You shake the thing. It's fun. It's fun. Stringhetti. That's a funny joke. Good joke. Will you ever do a skit creation on stream? No. I am way too shy in a skit creation because there's so many like weird takes of me like pausing, getting into character, getting out of character. Like there's a weird like dynamic there. I probably never do a skit creation on stream. That being said, I do want to say this towards the end. Do I like Frank Sinatra? Yes. My voice sounds a lot like Frank Sinatra. I will say this. I'm probably going to take the week off because my sister is about to have a baby, and we're very excited. But when she does have the baby, I need to drive down there and see her. And so the baby's going to be coming in about a week or tomorrow, like literally tomorrow to next week. But whenever that happens, I'm going to drive down there, see her, be all good, and then I'm going to come back up here, take a little bit of a break, and then come back into doing content because it's just been a lot. It's been a lot to get to 100K. It has been like a really, really long grind, and I want to just take a break for a second. YouTube's not going to like me, and that's all right. YouTube's not going to like me, and that's all right. I play violin. When do you have any tips to get better? Slow practice, always important. Slow practice, metronome practice. Exercises and scales are super important. Don't forget your exercises and things like that. Yes. I should be practicing. Felt. I need to practice too. Mute them. Mute your group chat if they won't shut up. There you go. Hello, I play cello and guitar. Hello, I play violin. That's what I do. Is persistent goated? I have no clue what you're saying, but sure. What mic are you using right now? So this is an SM7B. This is pretty standard for like if you're doing like a podcast or things like that. For vocal mic, it's pretty standard. But what I use is not a condenser. I use a 521 clone for my violin, and that's how I get the sound that I like. I might change that. I actually don't dislike these little U9s. They catch a lot of the high end that I like, and I can always muddy up the low end, so. What bands do you listen to the most? Poor Man's Poison. Not even close. What is my easiest song? That's a good question. I do have a few simple songs out there. White is not easy. Pink is not easy because of the key it's in. But, like, Blue is pretty simple. You can learn Blue. There are, like, some also... You'd have to go through and, like, listen to... Stop. Whoever said easiest song probably... Winskavinsky 2. Stop that. We all know. Stop. Is it normal that my fingers turn purple when I play violin for a long time? It depends on your age. If you're a little bit younger, yeah, because what your cells are doing is they're actually like repairing themselves. But if you're old like me, no, because you should have calluses. Easiest song to learn? Probably like Hot Cross Buns or something. Twinkles are pretty simple, yeah. Red is pretty simple. but you would have to do like a lot of third position playing. But like I'm thinking like Suzuki Book 1. A lot of my songs really aren't that complicated, but that's also because I'm trying to play to an audience of like intermediate, like someone who's not completely inexperienced in violin, but not like super advanced level. I've done a few like pretty hard songs, but not like anything into like a Tchaikovsky concerto or something goofy like that. I like to keep it more towards like the audience. Like I want my music to be played. That's why I don't make it unplayable. So Brown Bird Band. That's a band name right there. That is a band name. But the most expressive you possibly can. That is a YouTube title. Can you play Mary Had a Little Lamb, but as the most expressive you can? That's a YouTube title right there. I'm trying to learn Chrysler Preludium and Allegro. Do you have any tips? Oh, I've heard of Chrysler's one. Nope. You gotta take it pretty slow and simple. Oh, I just saw someone say, what do you think about Green Day? Green Day's cool. Green Day's cool. I like Green Day. And C minor for viola? I don't know about that one, dude. Panic at the Disco. Dude, Panic at the Disco is interesting. What's the Wonderwall of violin songs? Devil Went Down to Georgia. Easily. I did know Toilets Flush in E flat. I did know that. So many people in chat today. It's nice to like talk to people. It feels like sometimes I'm just shouting into the void and no one really watches me. But also, if you hear me do this, it's that. Also, I have about 30 seconds left until stream's probably going to end. So we're going to try and wrap it up. I'm going to put a little minute timer here. Like a 2 or 3 minute timer. I'm going to let y'all go. Have some fun. But you guys got to see a lot of behind the scenes and just hear me yap for a little while, which usually isn't something y'all get to see all the time. Play hot cross buns. Hold up. All right, you got a 3 minute timer. Well, 3 minute timer once it hits like 8:30. I forgot I've been streaming longer than that. I have a timer set for 8:30. A little bit more than like 5 minutes, but here you go. There you go. Woohoo. By the way, this live stream will be up on the channel, so if you guys want to go back and watch it or you missed something, I talked a lot during this. I can't even remember everything I said, but I talked a lot during it. A lot of reading in chat, things like that. When is stream over? I'm going to start ending at about 8:30, so. It's going to be a baby boy. My sister, yes. I will give you all her love. They were all wondering if it was a boy or girl. I will tell her that they were wondering. You play any Yasune? No. Heck no. You're pregnant. Bruh, it's that video. You're perginant? Perganinant. Gregnant. I don't think that we're born naturally psychic. I wish we were. That'd be super nice. That would be super nice. Who is Yasune? That's a very famous classical composer. What does your family think about you being a famous musician? I mean, like, famous is a relative term. They still can't really wrap their head around it. They're like, I don't know what he does. He plays violin and he makes money while doing it, so I'm like, fine by me. Sounds great to me. Are you learning concerto? I'm learning concerto in A minor third movement by Vivaldi. Oh my goodness. You're hitting the, hold up, I got this. You're hitting the Oh. You're hitting a... Yep. Yep. Is that the one? Yeah. I knew it. A very famous piece, my friend. It's all about probably keeping your wrist loose, like that guy said in chat, but also like yeah, it's a lot of finger exercises. You can do like there's some, it's not subject, it's some other SC name that's a Russian dude, and it's just like, you know what I mean? And you just do that over and over and over again. I do a similar thing of like with the Tsardas movement of the really like quick part. That's like the bum 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 bum. But no, I can't do it with here. But have you ever played an electric violin and a Marshall amp? I have. It's more suited for guitar stuff. But I mean, if you want that like Mia Asano sound, then it's great. I do know of SCP stuff. That's a great point. I actually thought about this. This is one of the things I kept in the back of my head. I thought about doing an SCP series where it's a random number, and then I go to that SCP and I write a theme song for that SCP. That's actually a genius idea. I don't remember when I thought about that. It was like a 2 a.m. idea, but it's like, whatever. Oh yeah, I have heard Eminence. Yeah. Have you ever done strings in 60s music? I know what strings you're talking about. Most of the times those are synthesizers, but no, I have not done them personally. When are we going to get violin history? Never. Is your music copyright, or I can do a cover on my channel? If you do a cover on your channel, it will come to me and then I can whitelist it. So I don't really care that much. There are a few things that I have, like, it automatically copyrights it and I just let it ride. But if you guys do it, typically, and like send me a message or something like that, like leave a comment on a video, be like, hey, I'm gonna do a cover of your song. Typically that'll be that, and I'll just let you do it. Totally cool. How long practice a day or a week? This week I have not practiced as much as I would like to. I really need to get on the Tonic app so you guys can see how much I practice. I practice a lot. It'd be pretty neat. You could do multiple albums with each one a series of SCP. That'd be pretty neat. Mendelssohn 64 cover win. Never. Never doing the Mendelssohn 64 cover. Heck nah. There was something. Someone was keep asking me if there was, like, have I ever heard a Muse score? I use Muse score. It's great. It's free. So. Violin Guy gotta lock in. I did just lock in right there. I was like, All right. How will you be? How will you be, Ling Ling? I won't. I won't. Not even 40. I know, right? She is not 40. I'm sorry. Her age was 38. I'm sorry, Lindsay Sterling. I aged you up by 2 years. My bad. Yeah. That's about it. That's about it. Probably going to get off stream here in a few minutes. I have my little timer set to wind down. I really appreciated just chilling with you guys. You guys usually don't get to see, like, this side of me. This is definitely more energetic than what I usually am, but I'm way more, like, chill. I'll donate to the channel if you do Mendelssohn's 64 cover. Then please save your money because it's not happening. Where's timer at? Timer is at right here. I've got like a minute 48 seconds left. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. It was fun to see you all, but I appreciate y'all dropping by, talking. Glad I could show you guys some stuff. It's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna take a break for a few days. Gonna take a break for a few days, and then I'll be back, and I'll have more music, hopefully. Bro, I just joined. You can go back and watch the whole thing. You fine. Don't worry about that. I'll put this literally right up on the channel after we're done. I'll make it my trailer so you can watch. When's the next stream? I don't know. This was really fun though. I enjoyed just like doing a chill stream. Like it's fun to just talk to you guys. But yeah, thank you all for dropping by. I appreciate it. First person I caught live. Well, welcome to it. Welcome to it, mate. Real exciting time here. I appreciate it. Thank y'all. Yeah, I'll be back here in a few days. I'm not going to post for a few days, but I will be back. I will be back. Do a bow spin. Okay, you get one bow spin. There you go. That's the rule. You only get one. More than one, you're not ore farming anymore. You're doing too much. Remember, that's the rule, guys. That is the rule. Thank you all for dropping by. I'm gonna head out. See y'all later.